Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Update. All right, so there was an article came out yesterday, day before, whatever the case might be, and it's detailing JuJu Watkins. And we all know who JuJu Watkins is, the sensational freshman a year ago who captured the women's basketball by storm. But this year, JuJu has entered her sophomore year. Now, her numbers is decent, not great numbers. She did pass one of Caitlin Clark records, and from that point, people just seem to think that she's the next best thing since sliced bread, anointing her the next Jordan, thinking that she's going to come into the league. And this is, I don't want to sound like Gino when it was talking about Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark is totally different. She's a generational talent beyond basketball, beyond anything we have seen. But to continuously have these comparisons of Caitlin Clark with JuJu and, Paige, it just is kind of redundant in a sense. But this latest article came out talking about JuJu and who she think moved the WNBA, and she gave, she didn't say Caitlin Clark, she didn't say Angel Reese, even though she advocated for Angel Reese early in the year as Rookie of the Year, and it just seems like now that everything with JuJu, it seems like she's pandering to a certain audience. And I'm kind of like paying attention to a lot of this stuff because especially they want to replace Caitlin Clark so bad. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do it with JuJu. They're trying to do it with JuJu. They're trying to do it with Paige. And it's going to be hard. And the pressures that they're going to have to live up to is not going to be easy, because the thing about it is Caitlin Clark bar is going to be so high because she's going into her second year in the W. And the bar is going to be so high that they not going to reach it. And just to be fair, they not. I get it. They talented, but they not her. They're just not. So JuJu went on. She talked about, that Agent Wilson is her idol, and which something, shout out to Agent Ross, that she pointed out that she pulled out 2 columns and it showed that the specific word was idol. She idolized Agent Wilson, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But when you discredit the movement of another player to uplift your idol, then that's where I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Because when they asked her about the movement of the W, but before I even continue on to that, I have 2 clips I need to show you, because this is what I'm talking about. One clip, it was from JuJu did a docuseries a week ago, and they asked about Caitlin Clark, and I listened to it really good because I try to pay attention to how people talk, how people words. JuJu, you could tell she wasn't really excited about it. She said, "Oh yeah, she's this and that." She didn't go into elaboration of excitement. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Now we already seen the clip of this lady talked about how Caitlin made herself available for JuJu and stuff like that. But check this out.
Caitlin's a great player, but she's also a really good person. And I think when I first met her, she just kind of made herself available and changed numbers and just was like, whatever you need. So she's just a really cool person. For sure was grateful for her kindness.
All right. So she says she's just a really cool person. She's a great basketball player, but a cool person. And when she met her, she made herself available to her, and she's a really cool person. Me personally, if somebody like that has that statue and made itself available, I will probably go out of my way and say, hey, look, I really am fortunate that Caitlin, she's able to make herself available. A lot of athletes don't have the time to make themselves available. I really appreciate it. And, whether JuJu has reached out to Caitlin or not, I don't believe she has. You know what I'm saying? I think just she probably see her in passing and stuff. Now, you look at JuJu and you look at Flau'jae, the difference between. Now, Flau'jae is probably a little older than her, but you can see how Flau'jae, when she talk about players in the league, she give them all they just do. And Flau'jae, to me, her skill set, to me, is just as right there with JuJu. She could score, she could rebound, she could do everything. And the people is kind of like overlooking Flau'jae. But when Flau'jae talks about Caitlin Clark, she gives Caitlin Clark her flowers. You know what I'm saying? She gives her flowers. She don't minimize her growth. She don't do anything. She looks what it is. And the age-old thing is always that you got to minimize Caitlin's success just to up somebody else's. Say, hey, Caitlin Clark has done a lot for women's basketball. She has set the blaze for me to come behind her. Paige to come behind her. Hannah, Lucy, all of these other women. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You wasn't even playing in college when Asia was playing. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't have an issue with JuJu idolizing her idol, Asia Wilson. Don't have a problem with it. But when it comes down talking about the growth of the league or the growth of women's sports, you cannot say Asia Wilson grow the league, because that's not true. She hasn't grown anything. She hasn't grown women's college basketball. She hasn't grown the WNBA. Despite all her accolades, 2-time WNBA champion, MVP, all of her awards, and she still has not grown the league where it needed to. It took one person to come into the league and set the fire to it. And guess what? It's going to be beneficial before Paige, Hannah, all of the ones that's coming behind her, because guess what? Caitlin is going to put the bar so high. Again, now, this next clip is about Carmelo Anthony and Monica McNutt case, talking about JuJu and she's the next Jordan and all of this stuff. Take a look.
Women's basketball, to me, is in great shape. What's your biggest prediction of women's basketball in 2025?
I got one name, JuJu Watkins.
Say no more.
Yes.
Right?
Say no more.
Of course, I could give you a prediction about how it continues to grow. But I do think what we saw in the last 2 years is you need names to pin it to that have had crossover appeal. JuJu's that girl. USC is in the new Big Ten. She's literally going to be playing ball all around the country. And we can maybe have this conversation in April, but let's see what that looks like in terms of being able to stir up the frenzy that we had that frankly carried Caitlin into this season. Caitlin had a fantastic year, rookie of the year, exceeded expectations. I think JuJu has the potential to do the same thing when she gets to the pros, but if we could get that energy going from the college basketball ranks into the W season, I think it's only up.
I feel like anybody who's watched JuJu Watkins hoop,
Man, she's so cold.
She's Maya Moore,
Very Maya Moore-esque.
Super, bro.
her mid-game package is elite.
Easy.
Crazy.
Her footwork is elite.
I seen a lot of memes online, and they said Caitlin and Angel Reese were Magic and Bird, and then JuJu's gonna be Jordan.
Yeah, because she got
like
a
that.
different type of game. Yeah, she has a killer game. It is no, you in front of me, I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
Get out my way. Caitlin had a different type of killer. She'll pick you apart. She'll shoot your lights out from half court. She can pass. JuJu is one-on-one.
It's nothing she
get
can't do.
downhill, get to her
Yes.
package, get a
Golly.
bucket.
You getting cooked.
She's a bucket getter.
Cold.
Right.
It's funny because we told that line, particularly in the conversations around black women, about, don't be humble. Incredibly humble, but as soon as the lights are on, as soon as you step on the court, bump all that. She killer, to your point.
She remind me a lot of you.
Yeah,
a lot of the mid-range game, the smoothness, the ease in which she got buckets.
She does have that.
Yeah, Maya Moore is a thing, but just move set wise, I'm like, that's Carmelo Anthony right there. That's
My
as far as I
God,
put
that's
it.
All right, so you heard and listened to all of that, and And the thing, it is so funny because I have to laugh sometimes at this stuff, because if you sit back and take all of these comments and notions of what they be saying seriously, you will drive yourself crazy, to be honest with you, because they really believe the stuff that is coming out their mouth. They really believe that. They sit there thinking that, hey, okay, JuJu is Jordan. No, she ain't Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Now, her game probably is compared to Carmelo Anthony. Then they say, oh, well, her game is like Maya Moore. Nah, it ain't. It's nowhere close to Maya Moore. When I tell you Maya Moore could do it all. And trust me, I'm not even a fan of UConn, but respect to Maya Moore, I love her because of her humbleness and everything. Maya Moore could dribble. She could pull up from three. She could rebound. She could get to the basket. She has finishing moves under the basket like a guy. JuJu don't have them finishing moves. You know what I'm saying? People need to stop pumping JuJu up. Now, Mick Tuck Sports, he did a video a couple of days ago saying that JuJu could be set up to fail. And in a sense that she can. She's still young. She's in her sophomore season. She still got 2 more years to go. We don't even know what it's going to look like statistic-wise, because especially being in the Big Ten. That's a whole different competition. She set the world blaze on fire in the Pac-10, Pac-12 last year. You move into another conference. Imagine if she had moved into the SEC. She would have had, trust me, JuJu would have had all kinds of problems. It's not like UConn playing in some other different conference. It has an easy way to get to everything. If JuJu and Paige was playing in the SEC, they would not be the players that they are. It would be a little bit more tougher. You had to go against a team like South Carolina, LSU, Georgia, all of them teams, good. All of them teams in the SEC. Even in the Big Ten, you got the Michigan, you got Iowa in there. You still got to come through Iowa. That's playing very well. You just went through Notre Dame and lost. You got shut down. So people need to stop with this notion about JuJu is going to take over the league and all of this stuff. She got a long way to go. She got a lot to improve on. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I watched Carmelo Anthony. As soon as he mentioned Caitlin Clark, he kind of cringed. Caitlin Clark got a different type of, she could pass, she could hit you from deep and all of that. Bro, how you gonna minimize Caitlin Clark's game when Caitlin Clark's game is completely all around? You know what I'm saying? She might not be the volume shooter like Paige or JuJu is, because the ball has to be in their hand to score. If they're not scoring, they don't get nothing. Caitlin facilitates and score. That is the hardest thing, and I have said it so many times. The hardest thing for a guard to do at elite level is score 20-something points a game and assist at an 8 to 9, 10 assist ratio a game. There ain't nobody in women's college basketball doing that like Caitlin Clark was. She was Iowa. She had a Kate Martin. She had Hannah Stokely. She had all of these people playing with her. So just to minimize Caitlin Clark's value or what can she do as a baller, yeah, she can hit from deep, but she does have a mid-range that she doesn't use as often. She can get to the basket. She could break your ankles. She could put you on skates. She could pass. She could rebound. She could seal. She could block. She could do it all. So what makes you think JuJu is that much better than her? JuJu game is pretty much she needs more in her repertoire. If you're gonna compare her to a Jordan and a Maya Moore, she damn sure got to do more. She got to do it all, and that's what Caitlin Clark has done. She does it all at a high level. Push, pace, gravity. You think the scouting report on JuJu is to stop JuJu every game? I watched Haley Van Leek get off on Notre Dame yesterday. and she's probably the shortest guard in the college basketball right now. The shortest guard. And she got off on the number 3 team in the nation, who just shut down JuJu Watkins. Just shut her down. Come on, man. Then you played against Paige last year, and you got shut down then. So if you putting all these expectations on a young lady who's just 19 years old and thinking that she's going to do what Caitlin Clark do or do better with Caitlin Clark, you out of your mind, because they can't even fill up seats. 500 here, 500 there. Every time you look at their games, it's empty. Come on, man. She ain't moving the needle like that. Now, in that article, it does talk about how she talked about A'ja Wilson and the growth of the league. Here we go. So, yeah, I'm a big A'ja Wilson fan. She said pretty much implying her idol and the reigning MVP deserves credit for the WNBA success. If that wasn't clear enough, she gushes about how much she looks up to A'ja. So I'm more of a player person, not a team, not really teams. But you know, I love my LA Sparks being from LA, but I'm a big A'ja fan. Just the way she dominates the floor is really inspiring. Okay. So A'ja is a decent player. She's not the most dominant player I ever seen as a female her size. Because I could look at Lisa Lobo, I could look at Lisa Leslie, I could look at some others. Hell, Tina Thompson, I think was her size. I mean, she's athletic enough, but she's not great laterally. You can easily put her on skates to get past her. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she shoots 3, but not at a high clip. She's rebounding. You can easily box her up because of frame a little bit. If you put some body on her, you can move her around a little bit. She's a good player, but she ain't responsible for the success of the league. Now, this next clip goes to show when she finally brought up the WNBA growth, it was revealed how much she excited to be a part of somewhere in the future. And just to see the growth of the women's basketball is something to really look forward to as I continue this journey. My goal is to continue to push the game forward and play at the best of my ability. Okay, so right then and there, that's what you should have led with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you have an idol, that's understandable. But the fact of the matter is that your idol is not responsible for the growth of the women's league this year. She didn't do it the few years she was in the league. The league was still struggling. It took a phenomenon like Caitlin Clark to come into the league, to step into the league and say, hey, boom, because her fan base, her charisma, who she is as a person. We already watched it on golf. We already watch it in soccer. We already watch it when she comes to games. We already watch it when she's on the sideline, when she does interviews. We already watch the magnitude of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is responsible for damn near 100%, if not even but 100% of the viewership, the attendance, the sales, everything in there. Yeah, you got New York Liberty that has their own fan base. That's fine. Las Vegas Aces play in a small venue. They sell out those small venues. They have not sold out a big arena. They don't play in a big stadium. Caitlin Clark on the road, on the way, triples, almost doubles attendance for half of the teams in the league. Viewership records off the chart. You think damn Paige Becker's going to be able to do that? No. You think JuJu is going to be able to do that? Hell no. Caitlin Clark, everybody. When it comes to Caitlin Clark in this league, people are going to come to see her. They're not seeing everybody else. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to see that. You know? So my thing is this here is that we got to stop this filibuster of filling in the blank type of talk. Maybe JuJu don't want to alienate her idol and say, oh, yeah, Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. She helped the women's game grow. You know, she could have said, hey, yeah, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, A'ja Wilson. She could have added all those names in there just to keep herself at a safe spot. But having comments like this, you leave yourself open for people to come after you and people to be on your head. And she think that she's not going to have no scrutiny. anytime she takes a slight at Caitlin Clark or not fully like acknowledging Caitlin Clark, you ain't gotta. I ain't say you gotta kiss her feet. You ain't gotta kiss her ring. You ain't gotta do that. But say, hey, yeah, Caitlin Clark is, responsible of certain things they were going around the league, and just acknowledge her. People pay us attention a lot more than you think they do. And if you're not giving Caitlin Clark credit, and the fans gonna say that, so they already categorize you as one of them already, because now you checking slights at Caitlin. Now you already on the same sponsorship with State Farm as Caitlin. Maybe y'all end up doing a commercial. Who knows? A commercial together. Who knows? But at the same time, at the end of the day, JuJu is 19. Not excusing Caitlin's 22, about to be 23. But the fact of the matter is, you got to look at this. JuJu has a long way to go. And maybe later on she'll realize, like, oh, yeah, Caitlin is responsible, But just to play it safe and say, well, A'ja Wilson, because she's your idol and you don't want to ruffle her feathers, or you might get a phone call like, girl, I'm your idol and you're supposed to say my name and all of this stuff like that. First of all, there's a lot of people that idolize Joy, and some people say, hey, this person helped this game right here. This person is the GOAT here. This person the GOAT, because they're not afraid of it. Stop being afraid of having backlash. You can't not always play it safe and not have backlash. Hell, Caitlin Clark plays it safe all the time and still receive backlash, because that just goes to show you she's that person. If you're afraid of having backlash because you want to pander to a certain audience, then you can't be viewed in the same light as that person, just in my opinion. But let me know what you think about JuJu. Watch the comments. Did she slide this Caitlin Clark for A'ja Wilson, or was she just caught up in the moment because A'ja Wilson is her idol and she wanted to just not ruffle any feathers? I think she didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I think she just really wanted to play it safe in that question as much as possible. But continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, Live Wire Sports, I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.